Presented by Lazy Boy Studios.
Hello and welcome to this week's Dungeon Tales. My name is Rain. You might have noticed me from other episodes, but today I will be actually the Dungeon Master for this evening. We're going to have Chris today. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm going to be playing Noodle, who is a gem dragonborn, who is a monk. And he's an emerald dragonborn with psychic breath, and he's the way of these hands is the monistic tradition he has followed.
The way of these hands.
That's right. My favorite is once you get to level 6, they're E for everybody.
Okay, and Tyler, do you want to tell us about your character? Tyler?
Go? Okay.
Yeah.
It was freezing. Okay, my name is Tyler. I play a character named Plop. He's a water genocide druid, and he does water stuff.
Okay, which I guess leads into today's tale. We're going to go to a personal world of mine that's very deep to my heart. We're going to be playing in the world of Aurora. Long ago, the world was destroyed, and we are now left with floating islands. Think of us kind of industrial age, kind of mid-Renaissance, ships, steam, but still good old swords, magic and sorcery still prevail as our heroes find themselves on a ship going to the next city.
Quick question.
Yes.
How is fingerprint technology at this point?
There is none that
Perfect.
you know of.
I'll still wear gloves.
It's a very suspicious question.
It's a very, very suspicious.
I just wanted to know if I could stab someone and get away with it easily or not.
I mean, technically, there's just
the world. Your first question is
the first question in the world. Can I? Is
Can they find my fingerprints?
I mean, magic kind of bypasses fingerprint technology if you think about it. Joe gets stabbed. Speak with dead. Hey, Joe, who stabbed you?
I'm just saying, from behind, they don't know.
This is true.
Plus, you got all those people who are like snitches get stitches. Even when they're dead, they won't tell you. The cop
Get a
comes
mending
like, hey,
cantrip?
who stabbed you? And they're like, I ain't intend no telling. Come on, we got rules on the street.
That's right. Even the ghosts know.
Even the ghosts know. Sorry, man, can't tell you who killed me.
Yeah, you see there's other ghosts watching, pounding their hands.
Just like,
like, that's right. Jimmy knows what's up.
anyways, you're currently on a smaller ship, probably, well, bigger for most people. It's more for transport. It's not like a war galleon or, ship of the line. It's more of like a small sloop. There's probably 20 or 30 of you. You guys came on for individual reasons. It's going to be about a 3-day journey. So, Plop, why are you traveling on the ship to the city, we'll say, of Ashenburg?
You can do my method, just looking out the window and choosing a city name.
I mean, it's California. Everything's on fire. Ash works.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, Tree Place is fantastic.
Tree Place. Window blind.
Curtainville. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am on the ship because I won a ticket in a poker game.
All right. That works.
Oh my god, is this the Titanic? Are we gonna die?
You suddenly see a necklace and embezzled with a sapphire and other gems.
Conveniently, the guy who invented the ship, all of his business rivals are also on the ship, and he's nowhere to be found.
Actually, I think that's the start of a game. Isn't that Arcanum?
Oh, it's the true story of Titanic.
No, I know, but there's also a video game who uses the same thing of like, you're on an airship, orcs kamikaze into the airship, and then you crash into the ground.
I mean, possibly. Lots of people think Titanic was actually just an insurance fraud conspiracy. I mean, lots of people died.
Well,
But
it would be a grand conspiracy for sure. Chris, why don't you tell me why you're here?
I'm following the rumors of where my other boot is. Because I'm the sole survivor. And I only have my left boot. And until I have a pair, my right foot is bare. And so I search on this quest for my other boot.
The quest for the boot.
That's right. And I hear it's in the Ashford place. Ashenburg, right? Not Ashford. It's neighbor town. Ashenburg.
On the other side of the island.
That's right, west side. I hear there's rumors of possibly the same boot I'm looking for in this town.
Very well. Okay. So you have the ship and it's flying along. You're not expected to do any duties on it. There's the captain, Captain Joves. He's kind of yelling, trying to play nice with passengers. You see like a cute couple who's like, "Oh, we're going to Ashenburg for our honeymoon," and as such, you see a couple scrangy type, iffy type people. You see some definitely people who are very wealthy, who take up the captain's quarters. Actually, for
But
now,
they're not the captain.
not the captain. So like they're obviously paying good money beyond anything else. Obviously you see the dock work or the ship workers, sailors. You see a couple flintlock pistols, rapiers. That's about it that you see currently. It's about midday. You see some clouds above and below you. And that's about it for now.
Okay.
So I'll let you guys talk, figure out. You see the captain's like making his rounds. So I don't know if you guys want to do anything with that. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Do Plop and I know each other yet?
You saw each other walk on. You two kind of look like the only adventure type looking people. This is more of like a public transport like deal, like more of like a cruise.
It's like if Hawkeye had to take the bus type of thing.
Yeah, like, you're like, oh, look, like there's the cute couple, there's the, the families, and then there's Gorgax the barbarian. Like, you'd be like, who the fuck are you? That's kind of you two.
So we look better than everyone's what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah, you're like, well, your skin also is emerald, correct?
Yeah,
like
that's
your
right.
skins are emerald. Plop is a genocide. So you guys stand out from the humans, the half elves. There's like a half orc is probably the closest to like more monstrous thing on board.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I want to go. I'm gonna go with the Plop and be like, so, how did you get on board?
Oh, I schooled some chumps in a poker game.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tight for cash at the moment. Wanna see if we can scrounge up another poker game on the ship?
I'm always down the clown.
All right. I hear, I don't know if you know this, I'm sure you did. The richest people are in the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the easiest to get the most from.
I don't think we can just knock on the door and say, hey, you want to play poker?
I mean, I have my ways.
It's very ominous sounding, but okay.
Well, it's true. It's true. But I think we can get them to say yes. So, what do you say? You and me work the table and 100,000, not 100, sorry, 1,000 gold each, 100,000 gold. We're gonna rob them blind.
For 100,000 gold. Let's go. Because someone carries 100,000 gold on themselves normally.
I mean, there's the drunkard who had all his platinum coins to give you.
That's true. that did happen.
I mean,
and then it fell down a hole in my pocket too.
It's true. You have cash whales are everywhere.
All right, so I'm gonna guess you guys make your way up to the captain's quarters, correct?
Yes, I do. At least I don't know if Plop wants to follow.
Sure, I'll tag along.
Okay, let's do this.
So you start making your way towards the captain's quarters. It kind of sits under the poop deck. It's the term for it technically.
Are there people shitting above us?
Which is the back of the ship, which, up top they still have the rudder and all of that. Instead of having a single mast on top, there's also like levels for the sides, for up, down, kind of like a plane, which kind of does make aerial combat hard, because if one of those wings comes off while you're in the air, you kind of become unhinged and unbalanced.
So you're saying when throwing bodies off, make sure you don't damage the
Yes. You do notice in front of the door to the captain's quarter is a man in full plate.
Sir, I don't know if you know this, but you don't have your dishes.
Excuse me?
You only have plates. There's no spoons, knives, or forks.
I think it's time for you to move along, small person.
I'm sorry.
This guy sits at like 8'4". Has like...
Well, I guess, okay, I'll just be 6 foot since that's average.
I mean, you could be holler, but just... This guy's massive. You don't see any, like... I want you to think anime, like, full plate. Like, you don't see the person behind it at all.
So, like, Alphonse Elric type of full plate?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, full, he stands there. The armor is darkish in color with gold gilding along the different edges and sorts. You don't see any signs of his flesh, though.
Okay. I say, okay, how about this? If I tell you a joke and you find it any bit amusing, you'll let us talk to the people in there and see if they want to play a card game.
It seems very counterproductive, and I don't think you could make me laugh.
Oh, okay. We'll see what we can do. So here's the joke, okay? You may have heard this one before. It's one of my favorites, but what's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo?
What?
One's a little heavy and one's a little lighter.
What's a Zippo?
Oh, I forgot. Most people don't know the advances of magic.
You see the captain's like coming your way now.
Oh, hey, Captain.
He comes he sees you at the front of the door, where obviously these very important people are. And he comes over, he's like, hi, what's going on here? Like, why are you here?
Oh, we were going to play cards, but this guy won't let us in. You want to join us?
I'm sure some of the crew, at the front of the ship, like, he points, to the very front of the prow, and is like, that way. Might be willing to play some card games, but let's not disturb this group.
So, I want to roll intimidation.
Go for it.
I got a 12. I was like, I see. Well, I guess they should know that they should watch their pockets. You never know who's on this ship. So...
Is that a threat?
No, it's just a warning. Not from me to you. Just the fact that no one's safe.
Move along.
Okay. So I guess we'll leave. Or at least I'll leave. I don't know if Plop's just standing there.
Plop's just standing there from what I'm assuming. He's just like, I'm following the Dragon Man. The big knight goes, move along, little man.
Wait, no, actually, before I leave, you're like...
him or me?
Just in general.
He's calling both of us short. How's that make you feel, Plop?
Eh,
It doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Actually, quick question, guard. What made you so tall?
Genetics?
And where can I buy these genetics?
You can't. You're born with them.
I see. I see. So you're saying you got this position because of privilege?
I got this position by killing a dragon.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
his mom was a dragon.
Should I add
Did
another
you
to
kill
that
his
list?
mom? You killed his mom.
I like how Plop's more offended by this than I am.
What the fuck? Okay.
First off, Dragonborn, a little bit different. I can understand you can't tell the difference from your tiny eyes and that big stature. You know, these genetics of yours must not be that great. But okay, I guess we will move along for now. But don't you worry, I'm watching.
Okay.
And I just sort of point my fingers at him and I walk away. Plop, let's go. We got places to be.
Okay.
This won't be the last you see of us.
Probably not. It's a very small ship.
Plop, try to sound more intimidating. Yeah, I know. You'll just be over there.
It's like 100 feet that way. It's like the furthest you can get away from me. So anyways, where do you guys go from there?
We'll go to the front of the ship and we'll go to the front of the ship where the crews are that the captain pointed us to.
Okay, yeah, you see some crew who are probably on, they're not on watch currently, so they're probably like, they're kind of sitting around talking. Normally they'd be underneath, but you kind of it's the middle of the day.
How
So
many
they're-
are there?
About 5 or 6, and you see that they're playing dice. Like they're around a barrel with a cup and dice. Like playing craps, basically. Or yeah,
Alright.
you can't tell yet.
All right, how much to join in?
1 ration.
Oh, you're playing for food.
Or grog.
What about money?
Nah, last time the captain threw someone overboard for that.
Okay, all right, fine. Plop, you want to play for rations? We can sell them later.
Do I have rations?
Yeah, assume
should.
so. I mean, the ship does provide food, but I don't know how much you like airplane food.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have rations.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're worth 5 gold pieces a piece, so.
Right. And you see one guy, and he's holding a banana. He's like, look, I got a banana from the Southlands. This is worth way more than 1 ration, and it's like brown and spotted.
I'm gonna do a, I guess, intelligence check to make sure I know this.
Roll intelligence.
I got an 18. I was like, right, okay. So besides the buffoon, what else you got?
I mean, it is rare to see it would be like in the Middle Ages if you saw a pineapple. Like, it would be rare and expensive, but there's no refrigeration.
It's true.
But
It's like-
also, it's brown, disgusting, and looks mostly like mush, and it's probably been in this guy's backpack for God knows how long.
That sounds awful visually. Yeah, so you're saying it's kind of like purple back in ancient Greece.
Yes.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, Plop. So this guy has a mushy banana, and
And you see, like, the other ones have, like, different, like, one person has chocolate, like, bars, but more, like, dark.
okay,
Like, think more cocoa. You see some rice, which is kind of used, since there's so many airships, a lot more grains are traveled usually. Easy to contain, blah, 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 blah. Also, you don't have to worry about water getting into things usually,
true.
because
Okay.
you're traveling through the air.
All right, I was like, all right, well, all I got is dried chicken jerky.
Okay. Well, that'll be good for our game.
All right, what about you, Plop? What are you throwing out there?
So I fish around in my backpack a little bit, and I go, Got some barley
Okay.
and some quinoa.
And quinoa.
Yeah, he got the
Alright,
exotic shit.
He's got the exotic stuff.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to be like,
from
I have a live
Southland.
fish.
Yeah, he pulls out from his fish bowl one salmon.
He's a druid of the coast. Like,
Honestly,
summon animals don't count for gambling because they disappear after a certain amount of turns.
it's not summoned. He starts cutting into it. See?
It just disappears.
Shit.
Okay, I'm guessing you guys are gonna go for a round. I want you guys to make 2 checks each.
What type of check?
Since we don't have a luck stat, I'm gonna have you guys roll 1 dex save,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna have you roll 1 perception check.
Okay.
It's kind of a mixture of like gambling with dice and like seeing other people and do other things like that.
Well, I got a dirty 20 on the deck save
Okay.
and got an 8 on perception.
Okay, so and Plop got an 8 as well.
Yeah, I got a 6 on the deck save and an 8 on the perception check.
Yeah. Plop, what type of genocide are you, by the way?
I am a water genocide.
Okay, you're water genocide. You try like fumbling with the dice in the cup because you're supposed to like you get the first look at the dice and then people can bet higher or lower. It's kind of how like you're playing. You fumble the dice multiple times like onto the board, like not underneath the cup where they're supposed to be. And then just completely don't see what's happening most of the time. So you lose your ration of quinoa or whatever it was very, very quickly.
Quinoa or whatever it was.
Whatever it was, some grain, barley.
I think
Noodle.
I take it you've never had quinoa before.
I probably have and just didn't pay attention.
It's the East Coast snootiness. It's
Hold on, pinky up.
yes, it's the special grain that the Aztecs used to eat for protein. The superfood, apparently.
Really? I thought it was from Africa.
I mean, I'm sure Africa had it too, but
It
the
was one of the-
Aztecs? Yeah, it's mostly promoted
I
as
didn't know
Aztec.
Aztecs ate it.
Well, you lose it, and they go, "This stuff looks interesting." Okay. Noodle. All right, so
Little did
Noodle.
they know I put arsenic in it.
Noodle, on the other hand, like this, your big claws like mess around with the dice, but you're very nimble with it. If you're like monk-like reflexes, you're like throwing dice in between your hands, like pop them around your back, put them back in the cup, and like put them down. The only thing is, you're looking at the people, and you're like, "Huh, people." But you do end up winning a round, so you do get a ration.
Did I win his quinoa and barley?
Yes, that's exactly what you want. Actually, is you got it off your teammate.
So I lean real close to Noodle and I go, "Don't eat that."
It's like, okay. I wink.
Just giant lizard eye like winks at him. It's been a couple hours now. Sun is starting to get a bit low. You're noticing that the wind's been picking up quite heavily. This is a common occurrence during like any flight ship thing. Is usually turns the night. There's a lot of myths and legends about the winds get heavier. Which is why you see the captains starting to tell everyone to get below deck. Because they're going to find a place to land on one of the islands.
Okay.
You guys can make a knowledge, religion, or arcana check if you wish. For some more data on that if you want.
I'll do arcana. I got a 12.
I got an 8.
Okay. Noodle, you remember hearing about the ghost clouds which are some really scary things, which is basically when the cataclysm happened, which is when the world exploded. People died, and the souls basically came together into these giant mist clouds that are weak to sunlight, but at night they're known to like overwhelm ships unless you're indoors. That's why ships land, because if you have someone sitting only the very expensive, really like military class ships, there'll actually be like almost a glass dome made out of magic and things like that to keep air going through it for the navigator at night, or the helmsman. This ship is obviously not big enough for that. So like they're finding an island to stay at.
Got it. Okay. So I would turn to Plop and be like, hey, how about we go to the general quarters or wherever we're supposed to stay?
Yeah.
And just wait out for a bit. I don't know if you heard about it, but these ghost clouds are kind of vicious. You know, I think they're the ones who stole my shoe. I don't know for sure, but
You're pretty sure they stole your shoe.
I'm pretty sure.
Actually, roll an insight check.
Honestly,
Yeah, roll an insight check.
I got a 12. Oh no, I got a 9.
You're not certain, but they could have stolen your shoe. You know.
Like I don't have any proof, but it's most likely could have been them, or honestly, I have no other people or things or entities of any kind that I can think it could be.
So at this point, I look down at Noodle's feet and see he only has one shoe on.
Yeah, you're the guy you've been talking to has only had like shoes.
Yeah, the guy who's been making these get rich schemes only has one shoe on.
Who's a monk, which is even crazier in my opinion.
He's
The way of money.
very ominous things, trying to get people's money, and he has one shoe.
Yeah, he's got
Suspicious.
one shoe.
Now with the ads. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It's actually pretty cool. You know, they got transitions in there for you. They've got, different background musics you can put in. There's a lot to play with. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hey everybody, it's Chris here. I hope you guys are enjoying this week's episode and the start of what's going to be a campaign that, right now we're going to just call the campaign Into the Sky. This is a one-shot. I hope you guys enjoy it. Just because I've been doing so bad and making sure I haven't added you guys as an NPC, I decided this week I'll just name a character after one of you guys. And, if I die, I'll probably do that a couple more times. But my character's name, Noodle, is actually from Twitter, NoodleNatSpam. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to send to us, just send it through our fan club on Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitter, however else you want to reach us. You can always email us too. But please feel free to leave a review on iTunes, to get your friends to listen to it, to buy our merch, or support our Patreon. There's a few other things that will be happening soon that you'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Next week we'll be continuing, and should be the final, or actually, I guess 2 weeks from now. You'll see. It should be the last episode of All Creatures Great and Small. I hope you guys enjoy that. And yeah, thank you all for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this week's episode.
You you guys head down to the general quarters. You see a lot of people. You see the couple, and it's a natural occurrence, so people aren't too like worried about it. Like generally, as long as there's fire, there's light, people are generally safe. You do hear the ship come to land. You hear some bags go over the side, like anchors.
Oh, okay.
That basically look like grabby hands.
Okay.
They like shoot into the dirt, and then like people like pull on it like an anchor.
Makes sense. When you said when you hear it comes to land, it's like it sounds like and bags went over the side. I'm like, man, it sounds like we did not land too well. People's shit got tossed off.
No, like more of like an air balloon, like
Oh, okay.
like they're trying to like keep the ship from like not being at the same wavelength almost of like gravity as the island. Like there's been people who've gone off their own ships and they didn't tie it down, and literally they'll just see their ship like floating off the island and become stranded on islands for years.
I mean, hey, shit happens.
Right. Other than that, you don't see anything too like off. You see a couple people. You see the captain come down, start checking on people, saying hi. He comes over to you guys, and he goes, "Oh, how was the dice game? Did you get the banana?"
It's good. Yes. How much did you want to buy it, by any chance?
No one wants the banana.
No.
George has been trying to get rid of that banana for years.
Well, that's the thing. You don't understand. This banana is actually one of the last of its kind. And even though it looks shitty, like it is.
You get the banana.
I want it.
I don't remember you wanting the banana.
Oh, I thought it was part of the round.
No, you got his ration. You didn't get the banana.
I thought they all threw their shit in. I took all their shit.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
I thought you were going to really bluff and be like, "Yeah, I got the banana. How much do you want it for?"
Kind of, because what I was going into was my sales pitch on it.
I know this banana looks shitty, but
like, I know it doesn't look great. It's no one would kiss it even if it was their mother. But the thing is, though, you can make more bananas out of this single banana, and you can have your own
sex.
In an alternate timeline, this conversation happened.
That's right. And I got 500 gold for it as a startup business idea.
Startup business banana plantation. That would make some good money, actually. You just have to find the right island, the right altitude.
Yeah, with the right amount of sunlight.
Because instead of like an equator, it is actually like the closer you get to the core, the hotter it gets.
Mm.
And not the core is like a whole bunch of fire genocide, basically. Like whole nations of like people who are like ash colored.
So they probably get tired of getting bodies thrown at them.
Probably. There's also some really dangerous things at the cores. Dark gods, things like that are said to be trapped in the core as like living god is like defending the plane.
Yeah, life gets cray-cray when you
the normal
start destroying
things.
deities.
Nothing too broken like Forgotten Realms, but
Okay. Well, in that case, so since I don't have the banana,
yes.
I'll be like, I'm sorry. I forgot that I didn't win the banana because logistic problems. But I do have something very exotic that I don't know if you ever heard of. I know I never heard of it, called quinoa. And I pull up the bag of grain. Like, now I know it doesn't look like much. It looks like fancy rice, but it is probably one of the best grains you could ever have in your life because it gives you enough protein, similar to meat. It gives you all sorts of vitamins, and it's super cheap, actually. I'm only going to sell it to you for 10 gold, but I could charge you more because of how exotic it is.
I want you to roll a persuasion check.
I had a feeling that was going to be the case.
You did a good job. I will give you a point of inspiration.
Excellent.
So if you wanted to get advantage, you could.
Nah, it's okay. I think a 15 will sell.
I'm gonna roll the captain's insight now.
I just want money. I think that should come across clear.
You're a very greedy monk, is what I've figured out.
I'm a dragonborn. I mean, I'm made of emeralds.
He's like, all right, yeah, I'll give you 10.
Perfect.
I'm sure someone will buy it off me for 15.
Yes, just tell them, make sure they eat it within 24 hours.
Why 24 hours?
Simply because this is cooked stuff, and I cooked it for you to show you how nice and presentable it is.
Oh, it's cooked quinoa?
I don't remember it being cooked.
Yeah, I never said it was cooked.
It's just poisoned.
Did you find...
You tell him that?
No, I don't tell him that.
I'm wondering if you know it's poison. Did Plot tell Noodle?
He whispered it in...
I never specifically told you it was poison. I just said don't eat that.
Oh, that's fair. Well, in that case, I want them to eat it within...
You have suspicions that it could be, but...
Nothing has been confirmed. I like to think you just threw dust on it, like it wasn't actual poison, it was just dirt. He's like, it's not poisoned. It's after the 5-second rule.
It just happened to be the dust was like cyanide or something. He dropped it in the apothecary labs that were working on an experiment.
Whoops, drop my quinoa.
Okay, as you hear the ship come to rest, everyone's kind of relaxing. You guys don't really have like individual rooms. It's more like sleeping bags or hammocks, depending on the price. Plop won his ticket, and it was for the ground, because obviously it was a poker game.
You're saying it's not the captain's quarters?
It's not the captain's
quarters. This is an outrage.
Absolutely. Noodle, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you bought a hammock or not.
I'll stick with the ground.
You'll stick with the ground? Okay. They were kind of worried about your size because of the, you're a dragonborn, whether or not the hammock could actually hold you up.
Yeah, I figure that's a good point.
You see a couple people like snap their fingers, like, damn, okay, I guess the bet's off.
And then, so I whispered to one of the guys who just said, I was like, hey, want to make a bet on whoever eats that quinoa is not going to feel too good in about 24 hours?
Yeah, I'll go in for one.
All right, cool. Wait, are we still betting rations, or are we doing actual money this time?
Oh, no, it's a personal bet between you and him. It can be money. It's more of...
All right.
Kaplan didn't want generalized gambling.
But what if I get the captain star than generalized gambling?
He's kind of strict on the rules, but you could try.
Well, actually, no. He just paid me for the quinoa that he's going to try to sell.
Yeah, I'm like, do you really want him?
No, that's a good point. I was like, all right, I'll bet 10 gold that whoever eats it, not going to feel great within 24 hours.
To Captain, hey, you want to bet 10 gold that you're going to get sick from the quinoa I just sold you?
It's good business practice, I hear.
Hey, if I roll really high on persuasion, which I could be like, honestly, I know that sounds weird, but I think your tummy's not used to exotic foods. So, it could be. Could get sick. You want to make a bet on this? No, okay. But I'll bet with the one guy.
Okay, you bet with the one guy. You see that it's separated into like general quarters for like the passengers, and then there's like a door into the sailors' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
You see the giant plate mail guy come down to grab the captain. At one point, roll a perception check to see if you hear any of the conversation.
Sure. Apparently, once I shut my eyes, I shut my ears also, because I got a 6. I'm going to nudge Plop and be like, hey, can you hear what they're saying?
I don't know. Let me listen. What do I roll?
Perception.
I got an 8.
You heard a little bit better than I did.
I can hear that they're talking. but I don't know what they're saying.
I'm gonna nudge the person I just made a bet with. Hey, can you hear what they're saying?
Yeah, I heard what they're saying. Captain's talking to the rich folk about them being worried about the ghosts getting to them, but it's the captain's quarter. That thing's sealed tighter than a drowse bum.
You said a drowse bum or a drowsy bum?
A drowse bum.
Oh, okay.
So I
That makes
don't know,
more
a drowsy bum.
I don't trust a drowsy bum at all.
Trying to imagine what a drowsy bum would look like.
Just a tired. I just think a tired homeless person,
Oh, okay, I went in a completely different direction.
A tired butt.
Yeah, I'm thinking of every girlfriend I've had when I've come home after work.
They're lazy to get home. But so I'm what? Why? Well, how I want to say this? Why are people so afraid of these ghost clouds?
Oh, you'll get your soul sucked
you
out.
Say ghost clowns?
Ghost clowns, yes.
Keep those ghost clowns away from me, man.
Ghost clouds specifically are when you're caught up in them, they just start draining you of all your life force, and if you die, you just join it. It's a horrible way to go out. I saw a guy way back when we accidentally hit one going underneath an island, and guy just turned white as a sheet, died right on the deck, and we all dived under, inside. We were afraid to come out for a good half day.
So has anyone tried eating them?
1 second.
Was the sailor white before he got attacked?
Yep.
No.
People have tried eating them.
People have tried eating them?
Supposedly taste like cotton.
Cotton candy or cotton?
Cotton.
Okay.
Like cloth. Like cloth, you know what you wear. You can roll an insight
more and more
check
likely
if you want.
No, it's fine. I go, so it's more and more likely they stole my shoe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're well known for taking clothes.
Wait, they strip their victims?
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll an insight check if you want.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on this. I want to see if he's just trying to bullshit his way through the conversation at this point. I got a 19.
Where his eyes were clear before, they look kind of hazy and bloodshot now. And you realize he hasn't been talking to you. He's been talking to something behind you.
Did you eat the quinoa?
Maybe. You're starting to think it wasn't arsenic, but something else. Because he's not exactly there, and he's not exactly talking to you. And he's like, all right, you 3-armed pigeon.
So this is what dirt does after the 5-second rule. How many seconds has it been?
Never safe from the 5-second rule.
Honestly, I think because so many people follow that rule, eventually all germs are just going to be like, oh, sorry, this is the law.
Yeah, the universal laws will just bend towards it. I will have to find that reel from Instagram where it's like, why don't we eat? The germs are there. They're like, why don't we get to the food before the 5 seconds? Oh, it's always been a tradition. One of them is like, fuck it, and goes and touches and explodes.
And that's why this is the way. All right, so I'm like, All right, you should sleep, good sir. You look like you're a bit unconscious. And so I just hit him in the head with my hand.
I want you to roll, we'll say, a deception check.
Deception?
Unless you're doing it in front of everyone, just bluntly, Haka! Judo chop! Austin Powers style.
No, so I got an 18 on the deception, so I'll just go, shoo! And just smash him with my fist.
So you just straight up karate chop, and he just falls to the ground. You're like, oh my god, look, he's He must be really tired.
The big bruise on his shoulder is just not,
I think that mast fell down. I don't remember the mast falling down. The mast fell down.
Don't you remember last ship ride? God, Jenkins, you don't remember anything.
So like a couple of the crew just come over and they're like, he must be on drugs again. Like, this guy is obviously either known for being a drunk or taking something.
Right. Taking things.
Whether or not he will remember your bet in the morning is up to the dice.
Oh, this is the guy he's betting with? Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Well, I'll watch over and make sure he doesn't swallow his tongue or anything.
Oh, no. I agree. It's unsavory for the passengers to see this. So they take him off.
Leave his gold pouch, please.
What gold? He's not allowed to have gold anymore. The money goes directly to his wife.
Where's his wife, and how can I let her know of a gamble?
Oh, did he scam you again?
No, I was scamming him, but I won, so I'm looking for my...
Yeah, he won't have any money.
So, hey, you want to make a bet?
Sure, what is it?
So, I sold the captain the quinoa I won from the rations earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but because it's exotic...
Is it poisoned?
Food, no, of course not. But because it's exotic, I have a feeling most people aren't going to react well to it. So I'm betting whoever eats it's going to get sick.
I'll bet you a ration.
I was hoping for gold, but what type of rations you got?
I've got some hardtack.
Anything?
Beef jerky. Lamb bread. Oh, I got the banana.
I'll take the banana.
Okay.
Ah, so nice to meet you, George.
I'm glad you remembered his name.
Yes, my intelligence isn't smart, but my wisdom is quite high.
He's like, man. And you see him hoping you almost win the bet.
Like, I've been trying to get rid of this banana for weeks. It always smells.
Just been sitting under his niece's bunk. And the other crew won't let him sell it.
So, Plop. That's your name, right? Plop?
Yes.
So, what do you want to do once you get to Ashenberg?
I'll just wander around town a little bit. Go swimming in a lake.
There's a rather large sulfuric lake at Ashenberg. There's somehow still volcanic activity with the islands every so often.
Yeah, they're completely detached from the core, but that volcano still gets magma.
Wild elementals is what's currently blamed for most volcanic or heat
activity.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's set the beginning of the night for you guys. We're gonna take a break here. We'll be back shortly.
Hey everybody, it's Chris here. We're actually going to end this week's episode right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll get part 2 of this episode out next week. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you all next week.